Good evening, everyone. Jai Gurudev. It is really good to see you all here. I hope everyone's doing good. Can you all please switch on our cameras so it'll be more interactive? Okay, guys, I'm waiting. Thank you, Saroj, Anchal, Vinay, Kavita, Pavan. Thank you, guys. Kajal, Chelsea, yeah, thank you. So my name is Ruchita and I'll be your host for the evening on the special occasion of Guru Purnima. We all know Guru Purnima is the day where I'm sorry. We know Guru Purnima is the day where we reflect on our progress and we express our gratitude to our master for all the blessings we have received. Today, we are going to decode our Guru-disciple relationship in the presence of Swami Purnachaitanya ji. And it really is an honor to share this platform with you all, such amazing people, for all those whose cameras are on, and for all those whose cameras are off also. And especially with Sri University dignitaries, Dr. Ajay sir, Chandrakumar sir, Chandrasekhar sir, Vijay Lakshmi ma'am, thank you all for joining in. This event is brought to you by Self Club in collaboration with Orion. For those who are not aware, Self Club is a volunteer-based club run with students of Sri University. The motto of Self Club is pretty much in its title, Self-Empowering Lives Foundation. So where we uplift each other and grow together as a community, which is working on three basic principles of Sadhna, Seva, and Satsang. And Orion is a favorite and most happening student-driven fest of Sri University. It comes under the top 5 fest in Odisha, and it is the first fest to go digital in Odisha for having hosted over 25 events virtually in its 7th edition. I mean, that is a very huge success for us because it is the first fest in Odisha and it is the second in India. So, yeah. So, from dance to drama to celebrities to debates, Orion has always been an extravaganza at winning hearts from all around the globe. I'm very much thrilled to be here with you all guys. I really want to jumpstart this event. So before that, I would like to invite Ravi and Tanmayee. I can't see them actually. Yeah, hello. Jai Gurudev. So Tanmayee, she graduated from NIF, New Delhi, and she's a trained Hindustani classical singer and also part of prestigious Sumeru Sandhya Singers Committee. We have always seen you on TV on live Art of Living Satsangs, and I've always admired you. In Ramviya, he is currently pursuing his MBA in Sri University. He's also a trained Hindustani classical singer, along with Indian percussions and keyboard. But yeah, I have attended many special satsangs of yours. And really, when you guys sing, the music really soaks in. So I'm really glad that I'm able to host you both because this is a personal achievement for me. Thank you. So I think without any further ado, we can go forward. So please take us to the blissful tunes of satsang. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ruchita. To the whole SSU team, Self Club and Orion Club, thank you so much for giving us this beautiful opportunity on Guru Purnima. So let us all sit comfortably and easily. Let us close our eyes, आँखें बंद कर लेते हैं. We'll chant Om 3 times. Take a long deep breath in and let go. With a smile, another breath in and let go. Breathe in for Om.
गजवदना गौरीनन्दना गजवदना गौरीनन्दना गजवदना गौरीनन्दना गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
जय जय गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका
जय 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 गणनायका जय जय विघ्न विनाशका
शुभमङ्गलदायका विद्याबुद्धिप्रदायका
हे शुभमङ्गलदायका विद्याबुद्धिप्रदायका
गजवदना गौरीनन्दना
गजवदना गौरीनन्दन
गजवदना गौरीनन्दना
गजवदना गौरीनन्दन
गजवदना गौरीनन्दना
गजवदना गौरीनन्दन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गंगाधर शिव शंभो नंदन
गजानना शुभानना शुभानना
Let's all sing together. Gajanana, Shubhanana, Shubhanana, Gajanana.
गजानना Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
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 Oh Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Oh Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Oh Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
Oh Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Sada Shiva.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Sada Shiva.
Guru Jaya Jaya Sadguru.
Guru Jaya Jaya Sadguru.
Gurudev Guru Namah Shivaya.
Together, let's sing together. Guru Namah Shivaya.
Gurudev Guru Namah Shivaya.
Gurudev Guru Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Shiva.
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 Guru Jaya Jaya Sadguru.
Jaya Jaya Sadguru.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Sada Shiva.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Sada Shiva.
Oh Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Gurudev Maheshwara.
Guru Brahma, Let's all keep our eyes closed. थोड़ी देर आंखें बंद रखते हैं. Let's be grateful for everything in our life. Let's be grateful for the presence of Gurudev in our life. Let's be grateful that for that unique relationship that we share with him. तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे साची प्रीत हम तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे साची प्रीत हम तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे अवर संग तोरे तुमसे उजोरे अवर संग तोरे तुमसे
अवर संग तोरी तुमसे जोरी अवर संग तोरी
अवर संग तोरे तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे साची प्रीत हम तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे
तुमसे जोरी साची प्रीत हम तुमसे जोरी
जो तुम गिरे वर तो हम मोरा जो तुम चंद्र तो हम देह चकोरा जो
तुम गिरे वर तो हम मोरा
जो तुम चंद्र तो हम देह चकोरा देह चकोरा ओरे तुमसे उजोरे तुमसे उजोरे साची प्रीत हम 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 Jai Gurudev.
Wow, that was so amazing. There couldn't have been a better start to this evening. I feel so overwhelmed with joy and gratitude right now. Oh my God. Okay, these are just happy tears if you see any. Thank you so much, Diya. Thank you so much, Bria. I think everyone understood right now why I said I feel so soaked when you both sing. Right now, I just feel that Guru grace flowing through. So, with this feeling, let us move on towards the next segment of our evening, the much awaited segment. I invite my co host Purva to take over. Thank you.
Jai Gurudev. Very rightly said, Ruchita. This is the day when we specially express our gratitude towards our masters. In fact, frankly speaking, there should not be a particular day. We should be grateful to our masters every single day. But today is a special day for all the gurus and the sishyas. There's not even a single component that is devoid of the Guru Tattva. Is there? In fact, there is, it's important everywhere. अब गुरु पूर्णिमा का दिवस है तो एक छोटी सी कविता तो हो जाए। जानवर इंसान में जो भेद बताए वही सच्चा गुरु कहलाए, जो धैर्यता का पाठ पढ़ाए वही सच्चा गुरु कहलाए, संकट में जो हंसाना सिखाए वही सच्चा गुरु कहलाए, जिसे देख आदर से सिर झुकाए वही सच्चा गुरु कहलाए। So, on the occasion of Guru Purnima, we all know there is someone special among us. Yes, you all guessed it right. It's none other than Swami Purnachaitanya ji. He is a disciple of Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji and is originally from the Netherlands. He is an expert on yoga, mantras, Ayurveda, meditation, and Vedic wisdom. He is a senior faculty and the director of programs in the art of living. With immense gratitude in our heart, let us all bow down to our gurus and our masters and thank them by performing Gurupuja. So, it's time. I would like to invite the most awaited guest of the evening, Swami Purnachaitanya ji, to perform a Gurupuja and then take us through and enlighten us with a knowledge session.
After such an elaborate introduction, I hope I live up to the expectations. Those who are not feeling shy and where your network allows for it, you can turn on your camera. If you are feeling shy, you don't have to, but हो सकते तो अच्छा है कि आपका भी दर्शन हो जाए. Everybody can easily see me, but it'll be nice to also see some of the people who are there on the other side. So we'll start with Gurupuja. I'll chant Gurupuja and then we'll explore a little. There is a beautiful story in the Upanishads. I thought it's very apt for the occasion of Guru Purnima, which, as you know, is coming. Some places it's celebrated tomorrow, some places day after. But let us start by expressing our gratitude and invoking the presence of the masters of the ancient Vedic tradition. So if you wish, you can close your eyes. You don't have to. If you wish, you can. Those who know how to chant, of course, if you feel like you can chant along at home. And otherwise, you can just enjoy the chanting. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sada Shiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Shri Guru Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Apavitra पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थाङ्गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सबाह्याभ्यन्तरशुचिः आवाहनं नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तम् गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं त्रोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरुं सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः यत्वारे निखिलानिलिम्पपरिषत् सिद्धिं विधत्ते निशम् श्रीमच्छ्रीलसितं जगद्गुरुपदं नत्वात्मतृप्तिं गताः लोकाज्ञानपयोदपाटनधुरं श्रीशङ्करं शर्मदं ब्रह्मानन्दसरस्वतीं गुरुवरं ध्यायामि ज्योतिर्मयम् आवाहनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः आसनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः स्नानं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः वस्त्रं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः चन्दनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः अक्षतान् समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः पुष्पं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः धूपं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः दीपं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः आचमनीयं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः आचमनीयं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः Tambulam samarpayami Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Shri Phalam Samarpayami Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Arartikyam Karpuragauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayaravinде Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Nama Arartikyam Samarpayami Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Achamaniyam Samarpayami Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Pushpanjali. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptan Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vishvatitam Gagana Sadrasham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna Sahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurun Militan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Pushpanjalim Samarpayami Shri Shri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Jai Gurudev. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'm sure all of us have heard of the Upanishads. The Upanishads are the part of the Vedas that deals with the higher knowledge or highest knowledge. And all the Upanishads start and end with the Shanti mantra. Because they say if you want to receive knowledge, if you want to be able to digest it, really internalize it, there needs to be peace. There needs to be peace in the environment. There needs to be peace in your mind and in your consciousness. I'm sure all of us have experienced this during this pandemic. If your mind is not peaceful, if or physically you're not comfortable, how can you study? How can you learn, pay attention to anything, or enjoy anything, or do anything properly? That's why 3 times Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And today I would like to share a story with you. I'll try to keep it sankshipt, short, because we have a limited time, but it's a beautiful story from the Upanishads that has a lot of deeper meaning and that teaches us a lot about the relationship between the guru and the disciple, the master and the student. And the story starts in a small town or village somewhere long, long ago, far, far away, where a simple boy grew up under the care of his mother. He had never known his father, and they were from a very poor background. They were very poor. So his mother used to just do some simple jobs, take care of the cattle. And when he grew up, that is what he also learned. He didn't have a chance to go to school or anything. But if you see, children are usually very curious, small children. They will keep asking so many questions. They'll ask, at night, where did the sun go? Or the clouds are going. They'll ask, no, mom, dad, where the clouds are going, where they're coming from. So many questions. So when you are very small, everything is a wonder. You want to know how does it work? What is it? But somewhere, usually along the way, that wonder reduces. Then you start thinking that, you get used to things. Even if you don't know, you get used to it. Yeah, it is like that. You accept it. But this boy, his name was Satyakama. This boy, he retained that curiosity. He wanted to know. He had such a sincere longing to know the truth. So one day when he was again tending to the cattle and he was sitting under a tree, and he was thinking, I want to know that who am I? Where is this creation come from? And it was so strong in him that it wasn't enough to just leave it. He said, no, I want to find out. So he decided that the next time when I see a saint or a master, because sometimes people used to travel and they pass through the village, the town. He said, I am going to ask if he will accept me as his disciple. And so it happened. After some days, months, a guru, a proper master, with a few disciples and some other companions, was traveling through the village, and he got to know. So he quickly went there, and of course wearing very simple clothes. He was very poor. But then he went and he bowed down to the master, and he said, Master, will you please accept me as your disciple? I would like to learn about the truth. I would like to get the knowledge. And some of the people who were with the master, they were trying to shoo him away, that no, boy, this is not for you, this and that. But the master, he was very wise, and he told the boy that, okay, now, as is the tradition, I cannot just accept you like that. Please tell me who you are, what is your family, your full name. Tell me your gotra. Gotra means the lineage. So the family lineage you belong to. And the boy, he said, Master, I can tell you my name. My name is Satyakama. But to be honest, I have never known my father, and my mother has never told me about his lineage, because usually it is counted from the father's side. So he said, if you will please allow me, I will quickly go. I will ask my mother and I will come back with all the information. So he said, okay. So he ran home, caught hold of his mother, and he said, today you have to tell me. Because in the past also, he had asked his mother a few times about his father. Who is my father? Where is he? But she used to make some excuse and avoid the topic. But today he said, I want to know. So after, to make a long story short, lot of back and forth, finally she agreed. And then she told him, she said, when I met your father, I was doing seva in one ashram, and people used to come, saints, sages, and different people used to come and stay there. And your father was one such person. And when we met, there was some connection, but we only spent one night together, and then again he had to leave. And I never had a chance to even ask him about his gotra. But because he told his mother that, I really want to become a disciple of the master. I want to learn. I want to get the knowledge. So then she said, okay, then you go and tell the teacher that your name is Satyakama Jabala. So Jabala was his mother's name. So she said, because we don't know the father's name, so you take your mother's name. So he quickly ran back to the master. He again prostrated, he bowed down, and then he told him everything that his mother had shared. And then some of the people traveling with the master, they said, oh, this is very ridiculous. And because in a way it's very shameful that his mother doesn't even know his father's proper background, and slept with him for one night, got pregnant, never seen the guy again. It's quite shameful in one way if you look at it. But he shared all that, and the master just quietly listened. And when he completed sharing, then the master said, I am very pleased with what you have said, and I will accept you as my disciple, as my student. Now, some of the senior students and the people traveling with the master were very shocked, and they objected. They said, Master, how can you do this? There's so many people come to you and you don't accept them as your student. And this boy is not even from a proper family, proper background. Look, he's very poor, uneducated. How can you accept him? This is not fair. Such good people have come to you, proper lineage, family, everything, and you have rejected them. But then the master, he just looked at them and he said, see, this boy could have made up any story if he wished to, or he could have left out some of the details. He could have hidden some of the truth. But instead, he chose to speak the truth, the full truth, so honestly, so sincerely, without any shame. He said to someone to whom truth is so dear is worthy of becoming a Brahmana. Brahmana means one who is working for the realization of the Brahman, the conscious. He is one who is worthy of receiving the knowledge of the Brahman, of the consciousness. So maybe that's why his name was Satyakama, one to whom truth is so dear. But this is a very famous incident that is quoted so many times when people say that the Varnas, that being a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, they say it is determined by birth. So the Vedas, the Upanishads say no. It is the quality of a person that determines whether the disposition, whether someone is suitable, is worthy to get the knowledge of the Brahman, or maybe is very suitable to be a warrior or a businessman. So in the ancient days, it used to be like this. The parents used to take the child to the master, and the master would see that the qualities of the child and say, okay, I will teach him, or he will be initiated as, say, a Vaishya, someone who is going to be a businessman, a trader, or this person will be very suitable as a ruler or as a policeman or as a warrior. So that was not by birth. It was the quality of the person. So then he told the boy, he said, okay, you get some of the dry twigs. That was the practice. You bring some dry twigs. They call it samit. And then I will initiate you, and I will take you to my Gurukul, to my place. So again, this is very symbolic, because as a brahmachari, as one who is, left the house, but who has nothing yet, you have nothing to give to the master. But then if you go to the master and you ask to be accepted, you cannot come empty-handed. No, that would not be appropriate. So they used to say, you bring some of the dry twigs, so that you don't come empty-handed. It's available. You go to the jungle, the twigs that are fallen off the trees, they have dried. And it was very symbolic, because it was also to indicate that I am like these dry twigs. I am ready to burn. Because these twigs were used for the fire offerings, for the ceremonies, the yagyas. And if the twig is dry, it will burn nicely. There will not be smoke. And in the same way, they said, yes, I am ready to burn. Because a proper education, being with the master, is not easy. If you want to really get rid of your ignorance, you will have to burn, So I said, yes, I am ready to burn like this twig, so that there may be light and only ashes are left. There is nothing, no ignorance will be left. So he went, he got the twigs, and the master initiated him. And then he took him to the Goshala, the place where the cows were kept. Because in the Gurukul, the Gurukul means the house of the Guru, the family of the Guru. You can say the ashram, little ashram. In those days, when you would go to the Guru, he will know what kind of experience is required for you to realize the knowledge, to realize the truth, to realize your true nature. So it's not that you get, okay, here are the Vedas, volume 1 to 10, and there's one more pile. This is the all compiled Upanishads, and now you have to study this for 2 years, and then there'll be an exam, and then you have to write a thesis, and then if you graduate, okay, no. Thank God, no. Kali Yuga, no? In Kali Yuga, we have to do all those things. Before, it was not like that. So the master would know what experience is required. So he took him to the Goshala, and he said, he went there, and all the cows are there, and he selected 100 cows, and he was choosing the ones that were a little weak or not so healthy, like not the really strong healthy cows, but the other ones. Selected 100 cows, and he gave it to him, and he said, it is your responsibility now to take care of these cows. Take good care of them. You have to make sure every day they are grazing, they are fed, they have a place to drink water, that they don't get lost. You have to protect them from the wild elements, all of that. And the boy was very happy. And he said, Master, please bless me. I will take these cows into in the fields and into the forest. But I would like your blessing that I will not come back to you until these cows have become 1,000. And the master looked at him, and he was very pleased, very happy to hear that. He said, okay, you have my blessings. And the boy left. So instead of coming back every evening, he said, I will take the cows, I will only come back when they have become 1,000. And like this, it used to go. Every day he will find a nice place where there is sufficient of grass and other things for the cows to eat. There's water nearby they can drink, like a spring or a river. And he will keep an eye to make sure, if some of the cows stray off, then he has to bring them back. Keep an eye on if there are wild animals to chase them away. And if some cow has gotten sick or, needs some help, he will attend to that. And at night, he will find a nice place where they can rest. And like that, days used to pass, months, years. And after a certain number of years and days, suddenly one day it happened that he was sitting there under a tree, and he was taking care of the cows, and then in the evening he will collect fire. He'll make a fire and he'll offer wood into the fire. Don't do a small ceremony, small yagya. And what happened is one of the bulls came to him and spoke. And he said, Satyakama, look, we have already become 1,000 in number. It is time now to go back to the house of the teacher, go back to the Gurukul. And Satyakama looked around and he realized that, oh yes, it is true. And then the bull said, I wish to tell you 1 foot of the Brahman, one part, like there are 4 feet, if you have a table, like 4 feet are there. So it's 1 foot, 1/4, one part of the Brahman, the consciousness. I want to tell you about this. I want to give you this knowledge. And then he explains to Satyakama that all the directions, the south, the west, the east, the north, they are all but parts of that one consciousness. This whole creation, all these directions is 1 foot of the Brahman, of the self, of the consciousness. And then the bull said, he said, the fire will come and he will tell you about 1 more feet, 1 more foot of the Brahman, 1 more part. And it is said that the next day at dawn, Satyakama, he got all the cows, and then he said, okay, now we have become 1,000, so we'll go back to the house of the master, to the Gurukul. So he took the cows and he started moving into the direction of the Gurukul. And at night, wherever they had reached, because it was quite far, again, he made a fire, he took care of all the cows, and when he was offering wood into the fire, Agni Devata, the god of fire, appeared there in the fire. And he said, I am so pleased with your devotion and the perfection in your faith and your seva. He said, I want to tell you about 1 more foot of the Brahman. And he said, Satyakama, 1 more aspect of the Brahman is that it is nothing but the Brahman that makes up this earth, the earth that we know, that you see, the heaven, the intermediate space, the space between heaven and earth, and the oceans. He said, this is 1 more aspect of the Brahman. It is called that which is limitless. So all of these are also nothing but 1 part of the Brahman, of the consciousness, 1 manifestation of the consciousness. And he said, a swan, what do you call Hans, no? A swan will come and will tell you about 1 more aspect of the Brahman. And just like with the bull, what Satyakama did is he bowed down, he prostrated, and the whole night he meditated on the knowledge that he had gained, that he had learned. So the night before also, that's what he did. After the bull had given him this knowledge, the whole night he meditated on it, he contemplated. And the next day again, he took the cows, he continued further towards the Gurukul, and again at night found a nice place where he made a fire, and when he started offering wood into the fire, a swan came and sat next to him. And the swan said, Satyakama, I am very pleased with your devotion, your sincerity, your commitment, and I would like to tell you about 1 more aspect of the Brahman. And he said, 1 more aspect of the Brahman is called that which is effulgent, which is bright, which is light. So he said, all the fire, the sun, the moon, and even lightning, everything that gives light, you can say, that manifests as light. These are all nothing but manifestations of the Brahman, of the consciousness. And again, Satyakama bowed down, and the swan told him, he said, tomorrow, what do you call these birds that go into the water, and or they stand in the water and they catch the fish like that, the diver bird, kind of, got the name of that bird. So 1 bird like that will come. In Sanskrit, there is a name for it, but yeah, like a crane, you can say. They will come, 1 will come, and he will give you the final part of this knowledge, the last quarter or the last foot. Not a flamingo, not an ostrich, no, crane. People are putting all kinds of things. Definitely not an ostrich or a flamingo. That would have been something. Anyway, so again, whole night he meditated on the knowledge, and then, kingfisher. Kingfisher is the right word. So next day again, he took the cows, and when it started getting dark, he had almost reached the Gurukul, but then he thought it was getting dark. So again, he paused, he found a nice place for the cows, made a fire. And when he was offering wood into the fire, a kingfisher came and told him, it's called madgu in Sanskrit. So that bird came and told him about 1 more aspect. He said, the prana, the life force, as well as the eye, the ear, and the mind. Like the eyes, everything you see means all with which you can see everything. So in a way, you can say the whole world fits into the eye. Eye can contain the whole world. Same with the ear, it can contain all the sound. And even the mind, in which we can conjure this whole world or our imagination, everything. All of these are nothing but manifestations of that one consciousness, the Brahman. And again, he bowed down to the bird, and whole night he was meditating on what he had learned. And the next day morning, he took the cows, and just before the noon time, he reached the Gurukul, the house of the master. And then his master saw him coming from far away, and he was so happy that after this year's Satyakama has returned. And he came up to welcome him, and then he said, oh, Satyakama, no, he greeted him, he bowed down, and he said, Satyakama, you shine like one who is a knower of the Brahman, like you have realized the highest truth. But who is it that has instructed you? Because all these years he was not there, so they say that the master had to ask him, because how did he get the knowledge? So as a master, he had to ask, like, did you go somewhere else? Like, because he had accepted him as a student, and the student had accepted him as a master. So where did you get the knowledge? So they say this is like a kind of a formality. You had to test, you had to check. And Satyakama understood what he was asking. So he said, Master, yes, I gained a lot of knowledge, but I was given this knowledge by those who are not humans, which means they were gods, devatas. Like I did not go to any other master. I did not go anywhere else to learn. This knowledge was given to me by higher beings. And then he said, as a good student, he said, but I want you to instruct me. I want you to teach me, even though they gave me the knowledge. I want you to teach me, because I have learned from the wise ones like yourself that knowledge from one's teacher alone can bear full fruit. That becomes most firmly established. So even though I have heard these things, I want you to explain. I want you to teach me. And hearing this, the master was very pleased, and he said, okay, you tell me, what have you understood? What have you learned? And he explained that, a bull came and this and that, and all the knowledge that he had understood and gained. And having listened carefully, the master then told him that, yes, what you have realized, what you have experienced, what you have understood, this is correct. And now that you have gained all the knowledge, now you are no longer, you don't have to be here anymore. You're like your graduation is done. You have learned what you needed to learn. So now you can go into the world and you can share this knowledge with people. So it's an interesting story, but it has a lot of deeper meaning, because one, it shows what is the role of the master. So the master knows what experience is required for the disciple. Like even now, if you see those who have gone to Bangalore Ashram, or even in Art of Living, sometimes you have this experience that you may be super qualified as an accountant, and then someone will tell you, or Gurudev will tell you that, oh, do some seva in Goshala, or you can look after the kitchen, or you can help with organizing, or anything, If you look at in our ashrams across the world, or, many people may be doing things that they're not really officially qualified for, and I've seen some people, they are so, qualified, and then Gurudev calls them to the ashram, and they come there and they think they have to do a lot of things. And he said, no, just you be here. And they're so used to doing so many things, that is the most difficult for them. But then the Guru knows what is required for you to grow. So in the same way, this was the tradition. One would approach the master and he will give some seva, something to do, that will give you the experience that is required at that point. And then after he got the knowledge, he goes back to the Guru, and that is when he goes to confirm that his realization or his experiences are correct. Because how do you really know? No, people say, oh, what is the need of a guru? But you can do all the sadhana, you can do your meditation, you can do anything. But how do you really know if you have reached to the point where you want to reach, or if your experience is authentic, if there is nothing more beyond it? See, you can read so many books on engineering, and you can make a whole machine. But then how can you be really sure that this is how it's supposed to work, or if it can be even better? Or then you need someone who knows, right? Even like baking an apple pie, you can read all the recipes and you can follow it to the letter, and then you have something. But how can you be 100% sure that this is what an apple pie is supposed to be like? How do you know? You may be 99% sure because it looks like the picture, it smells like the description, it looks exactly. But how can you be really sure? It is only when someone who knows comes, looks at it, smells it, tastes it, and they say, yes, this is apple pie. That moment, there will be no doubt left. Yes or no? Till that, there may be a little doubt. Oh, how can you be really sure? And the moment that happens, then that moment you also know, because then you know that your experience is authentic, is correct. And after that, you can go anywhere in the world and anybody can put anything in front of you. And if they ask you, is this a proper apple pie? You can say yes or no like this. Yes or no? So you need a guru to authenticate. No? So many times you may have seen Gurudev ask people afterwards, share your experience. No? In our courses also at the end, people think, oh, such a boring thing. But you have had an experience, but how do you know this is really authentic or this is what it is? But when he says, yes, this is it, then you know, okay, yes, this is it. Then you also know, yes or no. So the role of the master is very important. And then we saw the role of like how the disciple should be. He came to the master in all humility. No shame, no pretense, nothing. Just very honest and a sincere desire. And that was what was required, like the master said. Someone who is so truthful, who is so sincere, so honest, so dedicated, he is ready to get this knowledge. And then how did he do the seva? Master gave him a job, look after these cows. He didn't say, no, I want to do seva in your kitchen, or I want to, whatever, help you with the yagyas or do something else. No, whatever master gives, okay. He gave cows which were all weak. He didn't say, no, give me the better cows, or no. He took it wholeheartedly. And then he said, I will not come back to you until they become 1,000. And then he went. And how did he do the seva? He was fully focused on the action, not on the result. He was so sincerely and devotedly taking care of those cows that he didn't even realize they had become 1,000 already. If he was focused on the result, he would have been counting every day. And the moment it is 1,000, okay, guys, let's go back. He didn't even realize, which means he was not at all worried or bothered about the result. His whole focus was on the action. Let me do this properly. And then what happened? Even though he was so far away from the master, he got the highest knowledge there and then. Sitting in the jungle amidst the cows, the gods themselves came and gave him the highest knowledge, because all these animals, they are symbolic. The bull is a symbol of the god Vayu, god of the wind. Agni is a symbol of Agni Devata, the god of that manifests as fire, Devata. Then the swan is a symbol for Surya, for the sun, because it is white and it goes over the sky. No, it flies over like that. So Surya Devata himself came and gave. No? And then the last bird is a symbol for the prana shakti in us. So it said the Devatas themselves, nature itself, came and gave him the highest knowledge because he was ready. So many times we feel, oh, I'm not in Bangalore ashram, or I'm not busy, organizing some big courses somewhere. You're sitting somewhere far away in Sri Sri University or somewhere else. And then you think, what will happen to my spiritual growth? You see some people, they always get to hang out with Gurudev or they travel with him. You think, oh, they will be enlightened much faster. Or someone who gets to become a full-time teacher or something, or they will progress much faster on the path. So the Upanishad says, no. If you do sincerely what you have to do, if you do your seva sincerely and without worrying about the result, even if you don't see your master for years and you're in the middle of the jungle, when you are ready, when your consciousness is ready, nature or the divinity itself will give you this knowledge. If Guru cannot give it to you personally, they will give it to you. So this is a big reassurance for people like you and me. You know, Gurudev sent me to Northeast, some jungle, Africa, God knows where. Sometimes you really wonder, yaar, mera kya hoga? But Upanishad says no. And then it shows that when he comes to the master, he said, okay, you teach me, because only when knowledge is given by the master, it can fully fructify. And then when the master says, yes, what you have experienced is correct, then okay, job is done. Then you know that you have really realized. So it shows us how the disciple should be, how to do seva, how to do your sadhana, all of those things. The role of the master. And there is one more beautiful thing. You know, the word cow in Sanskrit is go. And the word go also means knowledge, gyan. It has different meanings, go, gaman, prapti, moksha. So one of them is cow, one of them is knowledge. So if you look at it from this way, again, there's another layer. There's so many layers. There's another layer to this story. Because then what happened? Then you say, okay, the Guru gave him some, not cows, but knowledge. But he gave the weak and sickly cows, not the fully strong ones. So he gave him some knowledge that was not complete. He had to care for it, nurture it, nourish it, take care of it. So he gave him some knowledge. And then what did he say? He said, please bless me that I only come back to you when these have become 1,000. Now 1,000 is a number that is symbolic for completion, fullness. That is why they say Adi Shesha had 1,000 heads, because he had the complete knowledge. So what did the boy say? He said, Master, please bless me that I don't come back to you until I have fully realized this knowledge, until it has become complete. I don't want to come back to you every day with so many questions, asking you this and that. Let me only come back to you. Give me your blessing that I can come back to you when this knowledge is fully complete, when I have realized what you have taught me. And the master gives his blessings. So he said, I will not come back to you until I have realized. And then he took care of the cows every day. Meaning what? You know, these are the 3 steps in Jnana Yoga to realize the knowledge. That the first is Shravana, listening with an open mind. The boy received the cows without any question. Not why these cows, why we cows, I don't want cows, I want some other thing. No, he was fully open. He said, okay, whatever you have to give, I'm ready to take. Shravana, taking in the knowledge. And then the next step is Manana. Manana means going over it again and again, applying the knowledge. So every day he was taking care of the cows, means applying the knowledge, but we saw without worrying about the result. So he was not living and applying the knowledge because he wanted to get realized. His focus was not on the result, it was on applying it. How can I make this part of my life? And then what happened? One day, he got the experience. He got the full realization. The cows became 1,000 and he didn't even notice because his focus was not on that. So this is the process where the master gives the knowledge and then you nurture it, apply it in your life. How does it apply in my life? How does it work? Again and again, living it. And then suddenly one day, it opens up and you realize. Some of you may have had this experience. You heard some knowledge points so many times and suddenly one day something clicks and you say, oh, now I know what Gurudev means. It is knowledge, it is truth. But till then it was Gurudev's truth. And then it has become your truth also. You say, oh, now I know what it means. Yes or no? So the story teaches us this as well. That what is the process to assimilate the knowledge, to gain the knowledge. So what we do a happiness program or a Yes Plus program or something, and we give you 5 cows, no? opposite values are complementary, or maybe even a few extra. But many people, what they do, then they say, okay, I want to do advanced course, then I want to do blessing course, DSN, this and that. So you have those 5 cows, but instead of taking really good care of those 5 cows, you forget about those cows. They starve, shrivel up, maybe die even one day. And then you go to advanced course, get a few more cows. And instead of really taking care of those cows, you go again somewhere else, get a few more cows. I've seen people come to Gurudev, Gurudev, please give some more knowledge, higher knowledge. I said, no, I've given no Ashtavakra Gita. I have heard Ashtavakra Gita 5 times already. Some new knowledge, Gurudev. He has given us so many cows. And I tell you, even if you just take those 5 cows and you really take care of them, do the seva of those 5 cows, go seva. I tell you, even those 5 cows will become 1,000. Otherwise, you can keep running all your life, trying to get more cows while the old ones may be shriveling up. He has given us so many courses because we feel, oh yes, we need something more, this, that. Even that much is, if you really do the seva of those cows, that is enough, it's sufficient. That itself can make you realized. If you are able to live those 5 points, even few of those 5 points, finished. You are liberated. So this Guru Purnima, we can all do some Go Seva, Goshala Seva. I know I've taken a little bit more time than I was supposed to, but it's such a beautiful story and I want to do justice to it. Isn't it amazing? This one story has so many dimensions. There is more, but we can only fit so much. No, and should not be too much, also gives indigestion. But it will give you a lot to think about. Your role as a disciple, the role of the master, how to relate, and it gives a lot of reassurance, for me at least, that doesn't matter where you are, you have everything you need. It's in your hand. And that's what Gurudev keeps saying, that connection from his side is there. It's up to us to feel the connection. And then wherever you are, that knowledge will come to you, whether he tells you directly or it will come through somewhere else, something else. It comes. Experience will come. And I think there was 1 or 2 questions also officially that someone wanted to ask before. So don't go yet. We have 1 or 2 things left. I'm not sure who is going to ask. One of the MCs maybe.
Yes, there were a set of questions that were asked.
Okay.
So one of them was, how do you find a real guru in Kali Yuga?
No, in any yuga it's the same, whether it's Kali Yuga or... The thing is, when the student is ready, Guru appears. That's what we saw in this story also. So you have a sincere longing. When the time is right, Guru will come. In any yuga, Kali Yuga also. But that is why, I saw someone also messaging me, can you tell me about your book? We don't have much time now, but everybody knows, no? Did you get to know? I've been trying to spread the word. So during my lockdown in South Africa, when I was far, far away from the Guru, hanging out with my cows in lockdown. So then I realized that, there were so many people who are really struggling, even more than usual. Before also people didn't have it easy. But no, and Gurudev was doing these online meditation sessions and people used to really benefit. I know so many people. It was like, what kept them going, these live meditations on YouTube. So I wrote a book. Gurudev told us, if you have some talent, this is the time to use it. So I wrote a book there. It's called Looking Inward. I can show you it. It looks very nice. The cover, they made a nice design. I don't know if you can see. But it's called Looking Inward, Meditating to Survive in a Changing World. And I can see some people have read it or started reading it also. So I wrote that because I had some time and I was thinking, okay, for so many years I've been with the master and I have along the way, whether it is courses or being with him or my experience, I have learned so many things about how the mind works, how to manage the mind. Um, and even for my meditation practice. I mean, we're all of us here, I think, have some experience with meditation, but then it's not always easy. Sometimes you sit, but your mind keeps running here and there. Or so I've learned so many things over the years, and I thought, okay, how can I make this available to more people? Because I was doing things on my YouTube channel, social media, but you can only do so much. So I wrote this book, and Amazon, a Penguin in India, the biggest publisher, they approached me asking if I can write a book that can help people when, in this changing times. They saw my website, they liked it, all of that. So then I checked, I spoke to the ashram, this and that, and I started writing it, and it came so effortlessly. So I think Gurudev's Sankalpa was there. Just in 3 months, morning, evening, 1 hour, I wrote the whole book. And Penguin also really loved it. So the first draft became the final draft, which is unique for those of us who have some writing experience. We usually go back and forth. And so it was published on the 21st of June, 1 month ago, with Gurudev's blessings on Yoga Day. But then because we don't have any events, nothing, so we can't do any launch. And I'm not traveling. So we're just trying to spread the word now online, however much we can, till things open up. But it's a really nice. Initially, I was feeling a little shy to talk about it because I don't know if people will like it or not. But the feedback has been really good. I know some people, they're messaging that they've already read it. But it's a wonderful book, one for new people who want to start exploring, how to manage your, because many people are having so much of anxiety, or they don't have clarity. What do I really want in life? Where do I want to go? How to find out, how do I know? Or how to come back to your center, get back your inner peace. So I've covered all of those things, also with stories from my childhood, from my life, my experiences, some nice stories from the scriptures, and practical examples, the things I've learned from Gurudev over the years. And also how to start your meditation practice. Also, what is meditation? Like people say, how do you find a real guru? How do you know that you're really meditating? Or how do you find a proper thing? Because nowadays meditation is like yoga, right? Everybody knows about it, but hardly, not everybody has really experienced. So you may download an app, it has 2 minutes of flute music, and you think, oh, I've meditated. But it's not the same. Same way I have very clearly explained the difference between mindfulness and meditation. It's also very interesting, because nowadays people use these words interchangeably, but they're very different things. So I've covered all of that, and then practical tips. Okay, when you want to meditate, what are some of the do's and don'ts? How can you make it easier to go deep in meditation? How can you overcome some of the obstacles? So it's very useful also for people who are already meditating. Even I had a few other living teachers, they told me that it's very nice because they're getting good ideas for intro talks also, for workshops and things. So I'm very happy it has become something that's useful to everyone. But maybe this is one small seva you can do if anybody wants to help me, just to help us spread the word. So of course you should get a copy, because it's a nice thing maybe for Guru Purnima. Yeah, I'll show you again. Someone was asking. This is what it looks like. Maybe someone can share the link on the chat, or we'll share it. If you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you can find it. If you look for my name, Swami Purnachaitanya, or Looking Inward, it's the title of the book, you can find it. But Gurudev has also given a quote for the book, when I'd asked for his blessings. So he said, when the world around us is in turmoil, we need to look inward. Meditation is the tool that can give us the much needed solace and inner strength. And so this is something that maybe if you would like to, you can recommend it to your friends, your family, people who are maybe interested or are struggling a little bit, want to get some of their peace of mind back. It's a lovely thing to do for Guru Purnima, because it can connect people to the path, also to the master. At the same time, it's not written that, it's like you should only do this, because some people may already be meditating. They may not be followers of Art of Living. They will still benefit. It's not like, okay, this is the only way. So at the same time, yes, at the end, we encourage people, if you're new to this, if you want to explore more, we have wonderful courses, we have programs. And of course, I've spoken a little bit about my experience with Gurudev also. but it's wonderful. Or if you want to gift it to some people, I know a few of my friends, they said they gifted it to their yoga teacher, their neighbor, different people, and they really liked it. So if you would like, if anybody would like to help us with a small seva, this is something you can do. You can share on your social media, but most effective is always just to tell people that personally. That's what I found. And if you get it, or if you've read it, please leave a review also. That also helps, because most of us check reviews. No, you see some nice protein powder on Amazon, and then you scroll down to the reviews and 3 people say, man, it tastes like sawdust. Then you think, no, let me get another one. So then you can leave a nice review as well. It will be really useful. But so this is also my way, like I keep, for those of you who know me little, we keep looking for different ways. Okay, how can we share this knowledge? How can we make it available to more people? And along the way, of course, taking care of your cows as well, but also sharing some of your cows. Here, if you share your cows, they also multiply. They don't diminish. So, and Guru Purnima is a time to take care of your cows, share your cows, be with your cows. So I know I've gone a little bit over time, and I know there were actually many questions. I have to still scroll through is it translated in Hindi and other languages? Hindi will come end of this year. Other languages also maybe beginning next year. Some places already they are starting to translate. So Hindi will come. Now English is available. Also as a Kindle edition. So if people abroad want to read it in English, they can already get it as a Kindle. And I know there were some other questions.
Swamiji, there is one common question, if you permit.
Okay.
From school, we have always been result oriented, and in this material world, how can we reverse the pattern of looking for results?
Well, one is, of course, in the story we spoke about it. This is karma yoga, focusing on the action, not on the result. At the same time, some of these things also it may sound cheesy, but I've actually spoken about it quite in detail in my book. How to, because see, this is all about understanding how the mind works and how we can manage it. For those of us who are still studying, for me, when I was in university college, I used to wonder that, yeah, for so many years I've been studying. You spend so much of your time, your energy, your money, yes or no? If you think about it, not just primary school, then high school, then college, it's a lot, and you spend all these years, so many hours, days, without ever really learning how to manage your mind. So you're sitting and trying to study for 4 hours. The actual studying that happens maybe only 1 or 2 hours. The rest of the time you're thinking about other stuff, worrying, doing this, that. I used to be thinking, yeah, I want to go watch this movie, or go outside, hang out with my friends, or play, snooker, or go play soccer or something. So if you could really manage this mind a little better, instead of thinking for 4 hours and doing some studying, you could finish your studies in 1 or 2 hours and actually go and do those things. And people will tell you, pay attention, concentrate, focus, study. It's not that you don't want to do it, but how to do it. Your friend is upset because her boyfriend broke up with her, and even though it's a lousy guy, and she knew that he's a lousy guy, still she's heartbroken. And you tell her, "Arey yaar, why do you keep worrying about it? Just forget about this guy." Now she also wants to forget about this guy, but how to do it? Saying it or thinking it doesn't work, no. This corona thing is going around all over the place. People are freaking out. You are so stressed. Maybe there is no need to get so stressed, or there is no use in getting so stressed. But what do you do about it? No? You're feeling anxious. Maybe it's irrational. The chance that you die of this is very small. And you're young, you're healthy, so why are you so worried? But if you're so scared, you can keep telling yourself intellectually there is no reason to be so scared, but that doesn't do it. Same way, somewhere we have missed some of the clues that nature has given us about where you can find your happiness, how you can find a balance, how you can get more clarity of where you want to go in life, what is really important. So many of these things I've shared in the book, so you can check it out. There should be some suspense. And I saw one more, there's a few more questions. I think we need another special session just for question answers. Satyakama's full name. Well, if we take his mom's last name, Satyakama Jabala. Jabala was his mother's name. After Seva also, why there are problems in life? Yeah, okay, this is one final thing I can take up. People say, after doing course or after doing Seva or after having a guru, why I still have so many problems in life? My dear, having a master or having this knowledge or doing Seva or doing Sadhna or doing anything does not mean you will not have problems in life. Having a master means you will have the strength and the wisdom to go through those problems and face them with a smile. Remember this. Having a master, having this knowledge does not mean you will not have problems. Problems will come. And I will give you one more secret. If you are really devoted to God, to the master, to the guru, to this path, if you are a really sincere seeker, you will get more problems. Because as Gurudev says, right now we are here. Let's finish it off. No, whatever you want to finish off now, let's do it. So once he told us that no, the water will come till here. If you're really ready, if you're hardcore, water will come till here. You know that story of Krishna when he was a baby? His dad had to take him to the gopis because his uncle was crazy and wanted to kill him. So he took him out of the dungeon, out, everybody went to sleep, and his dad had to cross the river. Yamuna, he had to cross the river, and then the river was rising and the water came till here, and he was worried. If it comes higher, see, till here you can still breathe from your nose. If it comes till here, then you're gone. So his father was really worried. But when the water came till here, it is said that one leg of Krishna came out of the basket and his toe just touched the water. And then the water started receding. Because they said the water was rising because the river wanted to touch the Lord. Krishna had come, so she wanted to touch his feet. So then it said the baby just put his leg out of the basket and just touched the river. So that river was happy and his father was saved. So he said, when you are really devoted to the master, to God, then water will come till here, but he will not let it come beyond this point. So if you say, yes, I am ready to burn, remember the sticks. You come to the master, you say, I am ready to burn. Let's finish off all my karmas. Make me a perfect instrument. Like the gold, you have to really heat it and beat it and then it shines. He said, I am ready. If you are like that, then you better be ready. But like I said, then even if the water comes till here, you know that, okay, I will go through. May not always have a smile, but you know, I will go through it. And that is where really, it's such a blessing to have a master. That is when you can really progress. Otherwise, you can keep going, eating, sleeping, working, becoming happy, sad, and then dying. Usme kya? We are here for something bigger. And Guru is like a catalyst. And Guru Purnima is one such occasion where it's very beautiful to remember that. So maybe what we can do, I think we will have one more beautiful bhajan also. I mean, they have an amazing voice and style. Is there anything else before, because I can't just wrap it up on your behalf? No, maybe there is something else that you wanted to say. Some people are asking. I'll share the link again in the chat. That's not a problem. But is there something else that I know there are more questions, but we don't have time right now.
Yeah, the audience are so excited that they are openly demanding an exclusive question answer session.
So that they can direct it at the organizers, no? Then if they're keen to
be a privilege.
Sorry?
It would be a privilege for every one of us to have not one more, but several other sessions from you.
So yeah, let's plan something. Why not?
it would be great. And speaking of the book, it's crystal clear that the excitement of the audience was gushing out when you were talking about the book. Many people started talking about the book, they shared links, and it was just immense. It was lovely.
So nice. So I'll share the link once more, and also I'll share one link, one small WhatsApp group in case someone says I want to help a little bit more with spreading the word. You're most welcome to join. Just unofficial get together. But I'm sure everybody enjoyed the story. No, this is one of my favorite stories, so I thought perfect for the occasion. And anyway, I'm
You
still
didn't
here,
even
but
have
let's
to
have a
ask.
beautiful bhajan.
It was lovely. And you did begin the session with, I hope I'll rise up to your expectation, but it was beyond our expectations. It was just
Did?
lovely.
Jai Gurudev.
Thanks a lot, Swamiji. It was great.
Lots
And
of love and blessings to all.
as mentioned before, it would be a privilege having you once again. And
We'll
before
plan it.
further ado, let's call out Tanmayee and Ram Bhaiya for the bhajan.
कमलनयना कुमुदवदना कमलनयना कुमुदवदना गिरिधारी कमलनयन कुमुदवदना कमलनयन कृष्णा
गिरिधारी कमल नयन कुमुद वदना कमल नयन कृष्णा
गिरिधारी कमलनयन कुमुदवदना कमलनयन कृष्णा
गिरिधारी कमल नयन कुमुद वदना कमल नयन कृष्णा
भजो गोविंद गोपाल राधा रमण हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा
गाना
कान्हा
जय मुरलीधरा मोहना
जय मुरलीधरा मोहना
ओ तुम मिले दिल खिले और जीने को क्या चाहिए
और जीने को क्या चाहिए
सारे संसार का प्यार मैंने तुम्ही से पाया गुरु जी
गुरुजी
गुरु जी और जीने को क्या चाहिए
और जीने को क्या चाहिए
गिरधारी गिरधारी
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 गिरधारी
गिरधारी गिरधारी
गिरधारी गिरधारी
गिरधारी गिरधारी कमल नयन कुमुद वदना कमल नयन कृष्णा
गिरधारी कमल नयन कुमुद वदना कमल नयन कृष्णा
भज गोविंद गोपाल राधा रमण हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा
गाना जय मुरलीधरा मोहना
जय
Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much once again to the whole team and Swamiji for giving us this beautiful opportunity. Jai Gurudev.
Wow, is it just me or has everyone got goosebumps too? It was just so beautiful. Thank you so much, Ram Bhaiya and Tanmayee. We were totally having a gala time. And so, last but not the least, unfortunately, we have to call it a day. How we wished we didn't want to. And thanks a lot, Swamiji, for devoting precious time and enlightening us with your beautiful stories. Thanks a lot once again, Ram Bhaiya and Tanmayee, IT support. And I'll take a small amount of time in naming the dignitaries once again. Thanks a lot, Captain Chandrasekhar Sir Panda, Dr. Ajay Kumar Singh Sir, Vijay Lakshmi Ma'am, Narendra Lamba Sir, and Pankaj Sir. Thanks a lot to the SSU faculty members and the staff. And thanks to the IT department. And thanks to our lovely audience. It was a great time we had. Do not forget to check out the lovely book written by Swamiji. And it would be great if you could post your takeaways and your experience in the social media handles. And do check out Swamiji's social media handle, Self Club and Orion. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening. Jai Gurudev.